Hello and welcome back to another video. This time we're going to be talking about games that you thought you were good at, or in comparison to the people around you at least, you were good at. Now there are some games that I were better than a lot of my friends around me, but I wouldn't go as far as to say that I would ever compete in any sort of competition. For example, a lot of racing games like Gran Turismo and fighting games like Tekken, I beat a lot of my friends, but I wasn't necessarily good. But there were some games that I think I got the hang of just from playing so much. I got a few different style of games here to kind of give it a little bit of variety. We're going to start off with a puzzle game, which everybody's probably played by now. Tetris, and in this situation, and Dr. Mario. Yeah, this is Tetris and Dr. Mario for the Super Nintendo. And I thought I was pretty good at this, at least. I used to play this all the time, especially this game had a mix and match mode where you could play both Tetris and Dr. Mario. You'd go from Tetris, then you'd go to Dr. Mario, then you go back to Tetris, and then they would group all your score together. And, I used to play that against a lot of people, and I always used to win. I thought I was pretty good at this one, and it's a lot of fun too. So there are some other games, which I don't play a lot of sports games, and I will admit to that. Most of the sports games I do videos of is where I'm making fun of them, more or less. But unless that was Mario sports games. Now, Mario Tennis, this was one of those things, if you knew the timing, there was no way you were going to lose at this. And I found myself to be pretty good at Mario Tennis. And I used to play the tournament modes, and, I'd go through and on a weekend, I guess, and go through the whole tournaments, unlock all the characters. This is the one I played the most. I know there was more, but I always liked the one on N64 a little bit better. One of the other ones, Mario Superstar Baseball. Now, me and my friend used to play this back in the day. He wasn't bad, but for the longest time, no matter what sort of pitch he threw, I hit everything. You could be throwing it next door, and I'd somehow still get a hit, and we'd finish the game, and it'd be like 18-6, and you wouldn't know what happened, but, maybe it was just coincidence. I don't know if I'm that good now. I definitely wasn't that good when it came to, like, the Wii version and the Wii Baseball and all that kind of stuff, but the one on GameCube, this brings back a lot of memories. This was one of the first games I ever saw that had that disclaimer that, if you've had epilepsy or whatnot, check the manual and then push A. I thought it was weird. And it was also one of the first Nintendo games that I believe was also made by somebody else. I think this one was made with Namco, or at least at one point they started making this with Namco. I don't see it on here. Maybe I'm thinking of the one of the other ones. But yeah, this brings back a lot of memories. I remember when this came out. It's been over 10 years now. It's been a long time. But I mean, you can think you're good against your friends because maybe your friends aren't very good. But there are games that you can play against yourself, I guess you can say. And, one of the ones that I always thought I was good at, now there's two versions of this, it's the same game, just depends on what system you have. The official version is Astro Smash on the Intellivision. This is the Intellivision version. And the funniest thing, when they decided to make games for Atari, they used their cartridges and added on the bottom piece. It's the same thing with an extra piece, but this is the Atari version, Astro Blast. I don't know why they would change the name, because not only is it the same company making them, it's the same labeling, maybe different color, same cartridging, different board size and all that. Same game. This used the paddle controllers. This used the disc. This one, surprisingly, I'm better at than this one. Even though, when you think about it, the Intellivision controller is a little hard to use at times. But then yet, so are some of the Atari ones. But I remember the first time I played this, I had a Intellivision plug-and-play. And I used to play this game all the time, and I would get mega high scores. And then when I got the real version on the Intellivision, I did it again. The one on Atari, I feel like it runs a little faster, and even though the Intellivision had more power, you know, it's hard to say what's so different about them, but they're in essentially the same game. And let me get closer so you can see those labels a little bit better. If you haven't played this, you know, find some way to play. These aren't expensive by any means. This is a must-have for anybody with an Intellivision and anybody with an Atari 2600. Anybody in general. I mean, I'm sure they're on all the flashback things. I know they're on the Plug and Blaze. So, those are the first ones I thought of. So if you have any more that you thought you were good at, you know, let me know in the comments, and we can have a discussion. Probably a game I'm not good at. First-person shooters, not really good at those. Never wanted to be. Not my kind of thing. You know, new sports games, regular sports games, no, not in any way. A lot of those battle arena games that they're doing nowadays, it's not my thing. I don't really care for stuff like, you know, Destiny and all that online stuff. I'd rather, you know, sit in a room with somebody and end up hating each other by the time you leave. Because that happens now, but it happens online instead of in person, which people can't get over these days. So, I'll see you next time.